Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Lump Dog, your favorite fantasy football commissioner's favorite fantasy football commissioner, and I'm back with another PPH Video Commissioner Message, week number 9 of the 2025 season. Yeah. All right, man. So let me just jump right into it. Here in the PPH, many years ago, we started off as like a $50 league, and we moved up to like a $100 league, and that was fine. No one really cared about them. But once we jumped into the $500, 200, I think we went 250 one year before we went to 500. I could be wrong about that, but anyway, when it got into that type of money, me as commissioner was like, if we're going to try to bring people into the league or try to do, advise, hey, we need some, we want to be in this $500 league, right? I wanted people to have a say in the league, right? That you weren't just being dictated to, here are the rules, this is the way you're going to play, and you have no say. So I put together this off-season rules meeting where we as a league get together, we discuss any rules that want to be changed, we vote on them. We vote on where we're going to have the draft. That was another reason for the rules meeting, so we could all get together and vote on which city. Anyone had a presentation on which city they wanted to go draft in. Anybody that might have a presentation on a rule change that they wanted, whatever it was, we put this together, or I put this together, I should say, to address those issues. So when we pass a rule, and then you break that rule, and the consequence of breaking that rule is a monetary fine. You just can't say, "Oh, I'm not paying it. I'm not doing it. I can't. No, I'm done. I'm just going to deduct that from what I owe. Well, you show me the breakdown, and then maybe I'll pay." That's not how it works. I mean, if that's the way it works, then this league might as well just disband right now because it can't be sustained if people just pick and choose which fines they want to pay or which fines they don't. So, to give some background to the viral viewers who aren't in the league and might not understand what has happened, our boy Jimbo, once again, every year it's always him. He's putting guys on his IR that have no Red Cross, a defense. And I admit, it's a mistake he's making. It's not something he's doing intentionally. It's not something he's doing to try to hoard a player. But that's not the rule. The rule isn't, oh, did you mean to do it? Or, oh, it's only a fine if you're hoarding a player, or it's only a fine if you mean to try to, take an extra player. That's not the rule. The rule is if you put anyone on your IR who is not injured, that's $40. That's a $40 fine. That's what the rule says. That's what was proposed, and that was what was voted on, and that's what passed. So when you pick up a defense and don't hit the right button and accidentally put them on the IR rather than dropping that defense, then that's a $40 fine. So I don't understand why most of the league isn't like sticking up for the rules that they voted on. Like this is something like that I'm just making up, that it's just like my rule that I'm interpreting or anything like that. I don't understand that at all. It doesn't compute with my way of thinking at all. Like these are rules that have passed majority vote. They're written down so we can remember them and we can point to them saying, "Hey, look, this rule says X, Y, and Z." And you violated it, so you have to pay this monetary fine. But this is the way the PPH is. So I'm just going to let you know. I put the $40 fine on Jimbo's finance page. Maybe the treasurer charges him for it or not. I don't know. Maybe he adds it to the weekly or not. Not sure. I guess I'll leave that to them. I'll leave it to you guys. I've done my job. I've enforced the rule. I've assessed the fine. And now it's in your guys' hands. It's in the treasurer and the rest of the league to force Jimmy to pay that fine. If you want, if you want to give him a pass too, then that's up to you guys. You guys can give him a pass. I'm just saying, I'm giving him a pass. I remember last year he did this. It was either last year or the year before. He did it twice, and I remember the first time going, he hit the wrong button. He didn't mean to do it, And everyone's, oh no, it didn't matter, blah, blah, blah. He just, I'm like, no, it's fine. It's, he didn't mean to do it. It's a mistake. And then he did it again, and I fined him. I was like, you know what? I can give you one pass, give you two, no. So I can't give him another pass. I've already given him one. Am I supposed to give a pass to everybody that does this by mistake? Oh, I didn't mean to. If Jay Nash can, I didn't mean to put Jay Tungus on my IR. I'm not paying that fine. No, I can't. The rule says if they're not injured and they go in your IR, it's $40. So $40 fine. That's the way it is. And from there, I guess we'll find out and see how the treasurer ends up dealing with it. So I'll let you guys know. I'll come here next week. I'll count up the transactions. Everything's logged. We have records for this stuff. Nothing's hidden. Things aren't being done behind the scenes or in a shady way or anything like that. Everything is transparent. It's open. It's it's not swampy at all. It's completely above board. It's I don't know how much more transparent, fair, and honest you can be other than voting on rules and then upholding those rules once they're broken. I mean, that's probably the best and easiest way to show if your league out there is a fair and honest league. Right? I mean, if you have guys and the owners who are, oh, yeah, man, I'm not paying that. At the end of the year, I'll decide what I'm going to pay. Well, we have books. We have financial books that will be messed up because of it. But again, I guess that's not my problem. That's the treasurer's issue now, I guess. So, I like I said, I've done my job. I know you guys think my job is fog juice for some reason or anything. My job is to enforce the rules that you guys pass. And making sure that there's fairness in the league, that no one's having extra players on their roster, stashing guys on their IR, stuff like that, right? For a $500 entry league, we at least want that, right? We at least want our lineups to be legit. Everyone isn't leaving a bye week guy, an injured guy, or anything like that in their lineup, and you're not putting non-injured guys on their IR so they can stash them, even if it's a mistake. I don't care if it's a mistake. Right? And then let's make a rule that you get one, gimme or one mulligan for the year. Something like that. I don't know, but that's up to you guys and how you guys want to address the issue in the offseason. I never voted for this rule. I always thought that it was a little harsh. And just to give a little bit of background, I mean, I don't mean to be beating a dead horse here and harping on about it, but just to give a little bit of background about why this rule was initiated, was there were people, me included, I'll include myself because I did this, where we would take two non-injured guys and then put them on your IR, and then when waivers run, you'd pick up two more guys, right? And then you would have till Thursday to figure it out. And I'm talking about if these guys were questionable, maybe they were in the concussion protocol or something like that, that you didn't sure, they should have a red cross, but even if they didn't, you could go pick up another guy, right? They have a better matchup. I'm not sure who I want to start, whatever it might be. So you put the two non-injured guys, because we have two IR spots, you put them on your IR, and then you pick up two free agents, and then you figure it out, right? Till you had till Thursday to figure it out, because we had a lineup check Thursday night. Now, if you have your lineup check Thursday night, there's no red cross on them, and they're on the IR, you would get a roster warning, you would drop them, and they could be picked up on Saturday. So there was really kind of no hoarding. It was like hoarding for 2 days, or a day pretty much, because they run on Wednesday. So then you had till Thursday to figure it out. So I never understood why it was such a big deal to do that. I felt like it was good. It added to the weekly. If people wanted to do that, put more money in the weekly, sure, go right ahead. That's $10 extra into the weekly. And if 3 or 4 people do that, it's $30, $40 extra into the weekly. And if they have to cut them before Thursday or on Thursday and they can still be picked up, I don't see what no harm, no foul in my book, to me. But I voted no. You guys voted yes. There was at least 7 people that voted yes, and it passed. And now I'm just here trying to enforce those rules that you guys passed. So, again, up to the treasurer, how he's going to deal with it. Like I said, he might just, cut it out of the weekly and cut out the $40 fine. Or, deal with Jimmy at the end of the year when he says he's not going to pay for it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, Want to let you guys know, week 11, I said 7 in last week's mention. I can't believe I said that. Week 7. Week 11, I guess I got 7-11 on the mind for some reason. Or 6-7. It's week 11 is the trading deadline. This is week 10, so that's next week. That means if your guy plays on that Thursday night game on week 11, you only have until that game starts to trade them. You're not able to trade them after that Thursday night game. And then obviously everyone else needs to be traded before Sunday because the system is going to lock out any trades going through on Monday. So again, week 11, trading deadline. I've said it the last few weeks. I know I messed up last week with week 7, but it's week 11. I did put a little graphic over the top to let you know I was messed up and that was the wrong week. So week 11 next week is the trading deadline. If you didn't know, now you know. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into last week's scores in the PPH. There we go, week 9, and we're gonna not start with my team. So in the first game, close one, man. The old spiced up keeps his season alive with a 156.4 to 154.4 win over the rookie. The game came down to the Monday night game with Arizona and Dallas, where rookie had Ryland and McBride going. Almost got him the win. He was 2 points short, could have had it. But anyway, we had 61.5 from Caleb Williams, and then Travis Etienne was 16.5, 14.1 from Derrick Henry. And here's another, just a simple question. I don't know. This is how my mind thinks. Like, okay, I know some of you sit there and go, oh, well, we start 2 running backs to equal the quarterback. How is this ever going to equal? When are you really going to get 2 30-point quarterbacks? I don't think so. I mean, it is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible. But mainly, most weeks, you're not going to get 2 30-point. So anyway, that argument seems to fall flat on its face. Anyway, Nico Collins with 14.5, Sutton with 10, 18 from Fairbairn, and 14 from the Seahawks D gets it done for Spice Up, keeps his season alive at 3-6. Rookie takes the L, falls to 5-4. Jackson Dart with 42.7, 12.7 from Trayvon Henderson, 18.4 from Kyron Williams, 11.4 from Flowers, 16.5 from McBride, 25.1 from Moore, and then 11.2 from Ryland. Wasn't enough. 2 points short. Tough one. Anyway, good game. It was a good game to watch on Monday night to see who's going to pull that one out. In the next game, we had the Irresistible Force take out Just My Luck, 136.1 to 126.7. Brissett with 44.5. 16.6 from RJ Harvey, 17.6 from Bijan, 22.6 from Marvin Harrison, 11.8 from Gadsden, and 15 from the Bears defense. Got it done, got him the win, and improves to 5-4. Just My Luck takes the L, falls to 5-4. Lamar Jackson comes back with 45.8, 10 from Montgomery, 23 from Adams, and 12.1 from Juwan Johnson. And wasn't enough to get it done. Takes the L, falls to 5-4. All right, in the next game, we got the Smoking Them getting a beat down from the haters, 187.1 to 110.9. Smoking Them, Jordan Love with 24.4, 15.3 from Quentin Johnson, 21.5 from Pittman, 11.7 from Ty Johnson, or what's his name? What's his first name? Theo. I think it's Theo Johnson, not Ty. Eddie Money Panero, Dinero Panero, 12.7. 110.9 is going to get it done. This is our defending champion, Smoking Them, and I think he's finding out it's much harder to defend the belt than to come after the belt. Because 2-7 is first to worst. Now the worst team in the league, Smoking Them. All right, haters with 87.1, our weekly winner. 47.2 from Josh Allen, 14.1 from Jennings, 39.8 from London, 44.3 from Powers comes back with a vengeance. Man, 3 touchdowns, 12 receptions, big score there. 10.6 from Santos, and got the weekly out of it. 187.1 proves to 3-6, and then Smoking Them, the new worst team in the league. All right, and the next game we had No Way Jose get the win over West Point Gators 148.1 to 122.6. Prescott with 31.4, 19.2 from Chase Brown, 12.5 from Kareem Hunt, 23.1 from Don Kincaid, 16.6 from Williams, Detroit Lions receiver, Jamison Williams, 11.2 from Dicker the kicker, and 18 from the Falcons D. Gets it done with 148, improves to 5-4. West Point Gators falls to 6-3, 45.7 from Herbert, and then 18.7 from St. Brown, 12.6 from Kelsey, 11.3 from Shakir, and that was it. And wasn't enough to get it done. Falls to 6-3. All right, in the next game, we got the Midnight Hammers taking out the Boogaloo Boys. Wow, another close one, less than 2 points there, 120.6 to 118.2. Aaron Rodgers with 26.3, 29.1 from Rico Dwaddle, 18.1 from Jamar Chase, 15.5 from Lamb, and that was it, and got 120.6 and improves to 6-3. Boogaloo Boys takes a hard loss, falls to 3-6. Originally projected to get 153, so fell well below the projection. 31.6 from Daniel Jones, 17.1 from Warren, 18.6 from Rashee Rice, 12.5 from Bagley, and then 13 from the Lions D. Ends up falling just short and falling to 3-6. Next game, we got Jay Nasty falling to the Brewdogs, 170.4 to 155.9. Man, tough to score 155.9 and still take the L, but man, Brewdogs really showed up with Jared Goff with 40.4, 14.5 from Cook, Monangai showing up big time with 23.8, 16.1 from Dobbs, 34.1 from Higgins, another big one, and then 19 from the Cowboys defense. Scores at 170.4, improves to 4-5. Only one game below 500 there, pair. You're still in the mix, bro. Keep it up. All right, and then Matt Stafford with 52.1, McCaffrey with 35.3, 11.3 from Brian Robinson Jr. Started both 49er running backs, and it works out, man. Wow, insane. 14.7 from Downs, 13.6 from Wendell Robinson, 13.7 from Schultz, and that was it. But in beastly score, I mean, you should get the win at 155.9, but unfortunately, ran into a buzzsaw there in Deraparo, just putting up the big points with Higgins and Monangai. And, I guess, those are the two big ones there. So, put them up big points there. So, gets the dub. Jay Nasty falling to 6-3. And he was in first place all by himself just 2 short weeks ago, but really fallen off the map the last few weeks. All right, in the next game, we got the luckiest man in fantasy football taking out Patty's Playboys 134.2 to 95.5. Joe Flacco with 64 points. Jesus. Flacco, this is exactly, our quarterback scoring is dumb. HN was 16.6. 10.8 from Fant. 20.8 from Horton. McPherson with 10.4. Patty's Playboys with 24.5 with Patrick Mahomes, 11.8 from Aaron Jones, 22.8 from Nakura, 16.6 from Andrews, and that was it. Wasn't enough to get it done. Under 100 points, that's got to hurt when people are putting up 170, 150, 180, almost 190. So that's going to hurt in a point scored if you are to pull out some wins and get into a tie. Better start scoring some big points. Big points. Anyway, falls to 3-6, and the luckiest man in fantasy football improves to 6-3. And funny thing, I know the luckiest man in fantasy football. Oh, I feel lucky. I lost my first round pick. I lost my third round pick. I've had nothing but injuries, and that's true. I'll give him that. That's true. That is unlucky. That's not luck. But the lucky part is that you keep winning even besides that. You get a 0 from Ndonze and still can get the W, but you get 64 points from your backup quarterback, free agent quarterback, out of nowhere. So, and then I'll give you credit, too. You pick up some smart free agents in Torrey Horton, which ended up paying off this week. But, last week he wouldn't have paid off, so the week you needed him, he pays off. Hence the reason why you're known as the luckiest man in fantasy football. 6-3. Even though you lost your first-round pick in Joe Burrow, lost your third-round pick in James Conner, And I think, who else did you lose this year? I think there was one other. And then you've been dealing with injuries to Garrett Wilson for the last few weeks, which is one of your top receivers. So even besides that, you're still pulling out dubs, right? I'm completely healthy, and I can't get a freaking win to save my life. So anyway, with that, let's go into the last game here. My unlucky self probably got the worst schedule in the league. I lose 141.9 to 123.4. Mr. Liberty or Death. Like I said a few weeks ago, I think he's the best team. He has the most points scored against him with the best record. I mean, even in his bye week here with Jalen Hurts and who else was on a bye? Oh, and then he loses Scatabo and Evans. So I mean, like Rand, he's been losing guys, but he's still winning. So I said it a few weeks ago. Go back, rewind the tape, go and look at it. I did say Mr. Liberty or Death I felt was the best team in the league, and he rightfully is right now the number one team up there by himself. So Lawrence with 33.4, 20 from Jacobs, 11.4 from T. Jennings. I wish he would have went with Blue. I mean, just again, my luck. I mean, this guy. Who the hell is this guy? Right? Never heard T. Jennings. Right? I know Ramondre Stevenson was out, but he almost matches Trayvon Henderson. I mean, come on, bro. Luck. Just my luck. That's what it is. 14.2 from Waddle, 21.7 from Laporta, 13.9 from Pickens, and then 13 from the Ravens D. Gets it done. Proves a 7-2 on there. And then my team, really nothing to write home about. Bad game from Drake May, only 33.9. That interception and fumble loss kind of killed him. I would have and could have used that extra 6 point. Would have made a difference, but would have liked to have it. Genty, 19.9, just traded him. So I don't know. I don't know if that was a good trade or not. I think I might have effed that one up and wasn't thinking straight, but whatever. I'm so tired of the Raiders and having to watch them and frustrated as all hell. Anyway, so got rid of him. Got Junkins from the Browns. Probably not like I said, probably not good. Anyway, Jefferson was 16.7, 23 from Smith and Jigba, 10.6 from Boswell, and that's all she wrote. And taking it to 3-6. Season on the brink. I need to start putting together some wins. So there you go, guys. There she blow. There was week 9 in the PPH. Hey, don't forget, week 10, this upcoming week, more Euro games. So there will be a 6 a.m., 6:15 lineup check on Sunday. So don't be caught with your pants down and getting fined. And I guess in this league you can just say if you're going to pay it or not. I don't. Why am I not paying that? I guess you can do that now. Supposedly, here's that trade. By the way, like I said, I think I might have effed that one up. Oh well, 3-6 will make you not think right. You get frustrated with players. So it is what it is. Probably ride in the sunset. Go help Smoking them get that PPH fishing boat out on the water here a little early, and then I can just kind of fade into the sunset maybe like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes against this week. I got to play hot-ass Jimmy. Of course, Jimmy's all hot the week I got to play him. But the other thing is he put up 187 last week, so maybe this week he's due for a down week. We'll see. All right, y'all. That's it. Lump Dogs out. Peace.